Hello! Bill Molyneux here with Bill's History World with Goober the Traveling Bear. And I forgot, I left Goober in the car. I got like 35 minutes of daylight, not going to bother getting them. We are at Abram's Delight, Winchester's oldest home, built in 1754. Now, there's quite a bit of sea on this property, and I have a lot of history with this property. I have actually been here multiple times with my wife Lisa, which I'll bring up a funny story. So Abram's Delight is the oldest home in Winchester, 582 acres. The first log house on the site was replaced by the present stone structure built in 1754. So we are going to do our best to walk around, tell some stories. You're going to find some of this humorous. So I also fought here on 2 occasions as French for French Indian War reenactments with Tony Elar and Eric Jones and several other reenactors, Debbie Swartz. So the property is haunted, or maybe not haunted, but I will tell you a funny story. Follow me. My wife Lisa, who has health issues, well, she couldn't go up to the 2nd story. So there was a bench here in this hallway, and the guide said you can lay on this bench or sit here or whatever. So my wife sat on the bench as we toured the upstairs, which was very cool. And when the tour guide came down, she explained to my wife it was a cooling bench. So when someone passed away in the home, they would be laid out on that large bench, and when you'd walk through the doorway or where they placed the bench to see the loved one that had passed. My wife picks on me about that story ever since, and we have seen cooling benches now at antique stores, and she always laughs. The reenactment we had was down there where that pond is. That's the old mill. The grist mills are over there. A couple other cool stories about this. This is a Quaker building. So when Abraham and the French Indian War hit, the family were in grave jeopardy because, believe it or not, this was considered the frontier during the French Indian War of the 1750s. My son Ethan Molyneux also fought here as French Marine, and our French camp was out there. So during the summertime, the gardens are very well kept. You know, it's November now. They still look pretty. So you'll see the beautiful stonework here. Now Winchester, Virginia, besides its Civil War history, has a lot of French Indian War history. George Washington's headquarters is here, and Fort Loudon was almost built here. It was started, sections of it, and what's neat about that is when you go to look at Fort Loudon, it doesn't exist anymore, but they do have a cool interacting cell phone thing that you can listen to. Now here's our log cabin, and I think Steve Carey and Troy and some of the units of and also Tony Elar's French Indian War reenactment unit, they all stay here at different times. So we'll The log cabin is very, very cool. And I'm right here in the heart of Winchester. It's hard to imagine that 250 years ago everything here was just wilderness. Now, due to the fact that food and keeping it fresh and trying to make it taste better, didn't really have a lot of spices yet coming in from the Orient. They were hard to obtain, so everyone had an herb garden. And besides used for cooking, many of the herbs would also be used for medicines. There's our beautiful brick fireplace. Alright, we're going to walk around the front of the building. Well, this is how it looks on this side. Beautiful structure. Now, a log cabin like this has an issue when it's attacked by Native Americans or the superior French forces. It's made out of wood, especially the shingle roof. So many homes during the French Indian War often were made out of stone. You'll see that a lot in Pennsylvania. And Abram's Delight's home is made out of stone when he upgrades. Now we're going to see if we can peek in the window without much glare. And look at that. So they got a bed, and very nice. Alright, let's see if we can get a peek at another room through another window. Well, here we have the kitchen, the fireplace. Look at that mantle. I'm going to try to expand that. Oh yeah, much better. You know, I do the best I can in my videos. Please leave comments. Try to make them positive. Alright, well, it looks like they're set up for dinner tonight. They got their mugs out and plates. Let's walk around to the other side. Well, this is really neat. Even a better view. Alright. Alright, let's we're gonna take a walk down here. And by the way, there's a museum to the right, the Historical Society Museum. I'll try to pan over to it. That actually has a museum to Patsy Cline. She is actually from Winchester. Also, Mary Tyler Moore has connections with Winchester, Virginia. I think it's her grandfather's home was the Stonewall Jackson headquarters. Alright, let's go take a look at these mills. Well, it's November here, so November they're not open. But you would get your tickets for Abram's Delight, Stonewall Jackson's headquarters, and, believe it or not, George Washington's headquarters. And they also have a nice bookstore in this building. Alright, this mill has some gigantic millstones, and I want to get them on video also for you. So, alright, when I said millstones, these are big millstones. Now, during our French Indian War reenactment, I believe I was hiding behind one of these at one point. And Debbie Swartz's husband, Roger, I think was in those trees with my son Ethan and Big Jake, Eric Jones. We didn't have a big French army. It was just a raiding party coming into Winchester. Alright, more millstones. There's a beautiful park with a pond. So if you're in Winchester, Virginia, you gotta visit Abram's Delight. My wife will never let me live it down that I had her resting on a cooling bench that was used for people that had passed. Okay, there's also the Patsy Cline Museum next door. So I'm going to close this out with stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Please subscribe. Help me grow my history channel. Thank you.